Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. So I think from now on I should have more time to record. So let's see what we can do here first, right? What's the plan? Plan is to talk to Rani, maybe do this area, and then I think either we continue with Caelid, or we just do Caelid right now. I think that's a good idea. Let's just do Caelid right now. I kind of wanna play a little bit in Caelid for now. And yes, I'm still playing Monster Hunter, and I still might mix up the controls. But I'm trying not to, of course. I don't know how much I've already collected here, so... How do I... Yeah, like this, nice. Okay. So let's get moving here. Have I grabbed this item? I did, alright. So... I could beat the Guardian down here. Or I could do this later on. It's not that important. I think this might be interesting here. Do I have a bow equipped? No, I don't. Then let's change that. Which one is the... Oh, all the same range, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. The plan is to trigger these dogs. Okay, I triggered them. So let's see, what is dodge again? This button, okay. Oof, this game feels rough all of a sudden. Holy shit. This lags so much. With lag I mean the frames are, compared to Monster Hunter right now, so... Come on. Don't. Compared to Monster Hunter, the frames are so bad right now. Holy shit. 60 FPS cap is really not that great. With Monster Hunter on PC it's uncapped. I can play it at 144. And, well, I can feel the 60 FPS now. I can't even react to that. Holy shit. Feels so sluggish all of a sudden. Man, this is going to be so bad. Usually, if this right now wasn't the live server, right? If I started the character on the mod, what's it called? The Seamless Co-op mod, then I would just use Cheat Engine to unlock the frame rate, at least a little bit. This game isn't really running at 144 for me, but I can run it at something like 80 without feeling the stuttering. But because this is on the live servers, even though I'm in offline mode, I'm not risking my unbanned account for unlocked frame rate. I'm not going to die. Let's see. I've been here. I know we went through this area at some point. I mean, clearly we did. But I have no idea how much we've done, and something in me right now tells me like... Oh shit. Oh no. I hate the birds. The birds are so bad. I might die here. That was a bad trade. Or maybe it was a good one. Good enough, I guess. Man, Caelid is rough. Rough on the edges, to be honest. I mean, this area is very interesting, but what enemy types do you have here? It's not like... Why do we have so many T-Rex, birds, and dogs here? Like these overgrown, big-ass animals. Why do they even exist here? They're so tough. Wow. Oh my god. I'm still trying to run with R1 sometimes. This is going to be... well, it is what it is. Pretty hard to play two games at the same time, basically, like with different controls. But I've talked about that last time as well. So I wonder when I feel like uploading again, because this is like weekly. I don't know, man. I don't like weekly uploads. Usually I like to upload, or I would like to upload more frequently. It is definitely better for the channel, and I'm not getting as rusty in this game, because it started out fine, but now my skill is like flooring. Non-existent anymore, I feel like. Feels like I'm playing this game for the first time right now. Just because I'm not good at controlling this game anymore. And it feels so... like the frames are missing. Isn't there a cellar somewhere over here? And I also... why am I stuttering? I also thought about how I'm going to progress this character. And I've come to that conclusion that come on, oh, that it's maybe not the best idea to 100% quote-unquote this game. At least not while recording, like, I don't know. Dungeons feel very bad. And honestly, I don't really want to do the dungeons anymore. I've done one of these episodes. Maybe we should focus one enemy. Or I'm just hitting both of them. And I'm still trying to dodge with A. Monster Hunter controls. No, this is not... And I was trying to put away my weapon right there to to drink. Oh man, this is so shit. Why am I playing Monster Hunter right now? Why is this game fun? Why is Monster Hunter fun right now for me? This is so bad for this playthrough. Holy shit. Usually I was trying to do a somewhat skilled playthrough where I can show some tricks here and there on how to beat certain things, or maybe a viable progression path to make things easier. But right now I have the knowledge, but the skill is gone. The skill went out of the window. But I've been thinking about certain things, like why do I even try and do everything? I don't think that's a good approach anymore. I think the best approach would be to do certain key things and leave other things out. Key things that I might find important, and if I'm missing something, or if I'm not showing something, going through something, You can still write it down and write it in the comments, and I will do it probably. Like for example this fort. Why would I want to go into this fort right there? Is there a reason for me to go in there? Not really, right? Like, it's not progressing the game, and I don't think there's anything of importance in there. There might be some nice thing in there, I honestly can't remember anymore. But usually if I can't remember something, it means that it's not important. Like this chest, this is so useless. Ugh. I'm getting stuck on the terrain. Don't even know how to pronounce that. Okay, at least I got the second parry there. HP is low, so I should probably heal here. He already stood up. And I can't even roll correctly anymore. That is the saddest part. I can't react to the enemies. Like the timing is off and everything, like holy shit. And I don't like getting hit every time, like this feels like trash gameplay to me right now, because like I would like to show off some, at least some skill. I'm not a god at this game by any means, but I have some knowledge that I would like to share, and I usually can use to overcome certain challenges. When it comes to raw skill, like beating certain enemies, nah. Never had the raw skill to do like Melania solo without getting hit or something ridiculous like this. So yeah, nice. Still works. By the way, you have to press R1. Holy shit, to do that. Jump on their head, and if you're close, if your character's close to their chimney, I think, or whatever that is, then you press R1. You don't do the plunge attack, you're just waiting for your character to reach the right spot. I'm trying to kill this thing with the flaming strike right now. Now it's going this way, it's coming from there, I think, right? The next round, right here. A bit earlier than it looks like, because the white spots these scarabs are leaving behind, they're a little bit delayed, just a tiny bit delayed, so that it can throw off your timing big time. So wanna start the attack a little bit earlier than you think. At least most of the time. Depends on how you think, I guess. So like, why am I doing this fort right here, right? Like, what even is my goal with this videos? To show stuff, right? So technically showing stuff, like tips and tricks, something like this, maybe some entertainment. Well, it should be entertaining, otherwise why would you watch it, right? But this is basically me showing the game while having insight, right? It's not a blind playthrough. So I want to show something off, some tips and tricks. So, and it probably would be best to show everything, right? But honestly, now that I've seen the mod with What's it called? Come on, what is the mod? The convergence mod. Because I've seen that now, I want to finish this one to start the convergence mod. But I probably should wait. I probably should wait with the mod, because I don't think it's as good as it could be right now. It's not at its peak. At least I don't think so. Might be wrong. Maybe it's as good as it will get, but I don't know. I feel like even the Nexus page, I don't know if the Nexus page is their main page or it's just a secondary page where you can download the mod, but if it's their main page, then they should definitely write down more stuff. Because the page is very barren, there's not there aren't many informations about the mod there. And I don't know. If I'm playing a mod, I would personally like to see a cheat sheet or have a cheat sheet to see where certain new aspects are to test them out. Because well, I just like to complete everything, right? Like, why not jump on this head again? Yeah. I hope my character isn't jumping back and... Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. This was bad. I didn't even know how to block anymore. How do I block? That's this button. Oof. If you're on the ground and you can't jump on their head, you can still get their back and poke them in the back. Won't deal as much damage. They can still... doesn't matter. Flame grant me strength. That's a pretty good one. Might use this at some point. I think, well, Assassin's Approach is pretty niche, I must say. So maybe I'm switching out Assassin's Approach for Flame Grant Me Strength. The thing that I don't like about the buff that we just got there is that the duration is so short. The duration is really short, and usually I don't like to rebuff every 30 or 60 seconds. I mean, rebuffing doesn't really feel like a fulfilling activity in a game. Well, only if it's benefiting the balancing. But I don't know. I don't feel like it's benefiting the balancing in this game in particular. And now I like to compare to certain monster hunter buffs. Because, well, I can only... Well, all I have in mind is Monster Hunter right now when it comes to games, so of course I'm comparing it to that game again. But there I can see buffs with short durations make sense. Because otherwise they would be too strong, and I think this isn't even... This one isn't even an item, right? It's just flask. Ugh, unnecessary. But yeah, it depends on the game, right? Certain games require different balancing aspects. And I don't feel like Elden Ring's gameplay needs that. It doesn't even... Like the buff duration, not the buff duration, but the cast time isn't really that big in Elden Ring. And usually you just can... I don't know. In general, I'm a fan of longer buff durations. Where you have to rebuff, like, either never which is my favorite approach, right? You buff once, you're buffed for the whole session. But in games like Elden Ring that makes sense, where like 10 minutes maybe, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that would be nice. Just a big ass duration so that I can kill a boss with the buff active. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that would throw off the balancing big time. Don't know. And I don't really care anymore. I don't really care about this game anymore. I just want the DLC. I want new content, because seeing the same content over and over again is kind of boring. And because Elden Ring is so big, because it's an open world game, it's so big, the replayability goes down big time for me. Like this playthrough, like compared to the first and second playthrough, this is like boring as fuck. Like in comparison, right? I'm not bored right now, but in comparison, this is boring as fuck. I know everything, I know where... Like, I've seen everything in this game. There's no secret, there's no exciting new area that I haven't seen. So... it's nothing new, really. Is it just this teleporter? Excuse me? Is it really just this teleporter? Huh. I forgot about that. Or I am blind, I don't know. I don't want to use that teleporter. I've forgotten where it leads to, but I definitely don't want to be there where it leads to right now. So on which side is the nonsense? Oh, on this side? Yeah, okay. It's on this side. And I mean, Elden Ring is a good game, but the replayability is like... really poor, really bad. Just because it's so much walking, right? Like, look how big the fucking map is, and it's not like that I don't appreciate the open world, but it's not... it feels empty, but in the sense of... like, it's just one big level and there are enemies inside, there's no... What I'm really missing in this game are different factions, really. Like, certain areas where you can decide to fight the enemies and you maybe lose reputation with this faction or whatever, or you're not fighting them at all, they're not attacking you and you can do stuff for them. Maybe help them fight. It's like more interaction between characters, because the current interaction with characters is like, I either fight them or I press X and they will talk to me. I can't talk back. The decisions that I can make are... there are not many decisions that I can make. My character has no voice, my character basically has no agency, he's just walking through the game mute. And this is something that I'm missing. Like, this doesn't really feel like an RPG in a certain sense. Of course, this is an RPG, but I would like to have more than just the combat and the stat distribution. I could wait, but why not fight this thing? Okay, so I've conquered this area and it doesn't really matter, does it? Like, I've collected the items, but when I'm resting at a site of grace, I wanted to say bonfire, but I've conquered this area, there's no need for me to go back here, but once I rested at a site of grace, this area is full of enemies again. I feel like I haven't changed anything in this world, really. Like, and of course, if you would do something that I would just that I was just describing, like creating different factions and so on, of course you have to change the game big time, right? It's not like, oh, all of a sudden there are factions. No, that wouldn't work. Because it's still built like a level. You have still enemies that are... or NPCs that are enemies, right? That it's not a change that you can easily do. At least not a change that you can easily do right. Certainly you can say, oh, this is now Radan's faction, and I don't know, they won't attack you, but that would be weird all of the sudden, right? So you need to build your game with that thing in mind, and I kind of wish we would have gotten this, because I've probably already talked about that in some video, but imagine back in time when the first trailer or something was announced, when Elden Ring got announced. No one knows anything about this game, it's brand new, you just know the name, you maybe just have the small intro sequence where they... Wasn't this the weird No, was it? Or was that Sekiro? Am I mixing up Sekiro? No, I am mixing up with Sekiro, it doesn't matter. But the first thing you hear about this game, right? Open world, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Is there something important here? I don't think so, right? And I really remember... I remember it like it was yesterday. I don't know how to say that saying, I don't care. When I watched a Vati video and I got hyped, right? Because he made one of these analyzing videos. I don't know, some Vati video where he talked about Elden Ring when it wasn't released yet, right? And I don't know if he said it or if it was just in my head, but I had this this picture in my head where I think he even said it, that the player has agency, different factions, and something similar like this. I don't want to say that he definitely said that, but I'm remembering this for some reason. Maybe he said something like this, maybe he didn't, doesn't matter. I had it in my head, and then we got Elden Ring, and of course it was like, it was the best, it was the game of the year, for at least for me. But I also was disappointed. Disappointed in the fact that there weren't really any factions. Like, where you had to decide, do I want to fight alongside this faction and get rid of the other faction, or like, there isn't really a faction in this game. Sure, I can join a half-assed covenant in the, like, the recusants, but I can also at the same time be a recusant and a bloody finger, and there is not even a covenant that goes against these covenants. Like, there is no hunter of the hunters or something like this, right? So there aren't any factions. You can basically do everything or almost everything in one playthrough with your character, and this is something that I appreciate and I really dislike. I appreciate it because then you can just do everything in one playthrough. I like to do everything in one playthrough. I like to achieve everything. I like to gain everything, right? It's a completionist thing. I don't have to decide. And for me, I really don't... I like it and I don't like it. For my first playthrough it's fine, but I really would like to have everything the game has to offer in the sense of items. But on the other hand, I really find it disappointing that, like, technically every character is the same character. Like, every character you create. There's not like a big decision that decides your path through the game, really. Like, sure, I can join Rani and help her, but I can also just not do it, but then I'm just missing a big chunk of the game instead of creating a new path. Right, like, imagine I could decide to join Rani in her quest of, I don't know what she wants, like becoming the next god, but in her image, like, she dislikes the Golden Order. Why can't I just place... Come on. Can I please get rid of these? And I'm dying here, am I? I'm not. I am. I'm not. Just kidding. Alright. This mix is really bad. Holy shit. I really don't like getting attacked by two enemies at the same time if they delay their... not delay, but stagger their attacks. That one can hit me, then the other one again. Ugh. I did run into that trap. I wasn't careful enough. Isn't a bad flaw of the game. It was just me. Because the game is here to give me these difficult scenarios, and I have to make something out of it. But again, to the other thing, I really wish like I had more options, like different paths that I can take. Kind of wish like something, especially the big areas. Especially the legacy dungeons, right? These are legacy dungeons, but these are also key locations in the world, right? So why isn't there an NPC I can talk to in these? Why can't I join their faction? Or something similar like this, right? Why can't I become an apprentice in Raya Lucaria? Of course, yeah, right, we have this what's it called, end of world scenario, right? Everything is barren, everything is dead, really. Everyone is a zombie except a few people, and I kind of dislike this concept now, because they've done that in every one of their games, really, right? They've done this in Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro even. Like, to an extent with Sekiro, but Sekiro is a completely different game. But basically everything, like 99% of the NPCs in the world directly try to kill you and are most of the time mindless zombies. Like, I'm kind of getting sick of this this concept. At least with From Software games, right? Because that's how they work, right? In Dark Souls 1, everyone is a zombie except a few ones. And you're almost becoming a zombie, but you're one of the few dudes that are still somewhat sane, and you have to save the world, or don't. Whatever the ending means, right? Like, are you saving the world? Are you just merely changing it? Are you... But everything is dead already. I want to see... I would really like to see Leyndell at their peak. I want to see where the streets are full of people. Maybe there's a market, I can buy something there. Like... Because right now, if... It's a bad example, but the cities, quote-unquote cities, in From Software games, at least in Elden Ring, because I'm using Elden Ring as an example, like, the city is too small. Leyndell is way too small. And I think this one back there is the mimic tier. No, larval tier, that's what they call this one. Should transform now. They have a sword. Let's just hope I have a bit time, just a little bit more time here until they can attack me. Really nice, I've blinded them because I've hit their head. That's good. Sword dash attack. But I like Lanedale is way too small. It's big enough for level, but it's way too small for city. Like for this big grand capital. If you've seen the cutscene thingies where the war is going on, like all the people you've seen there, like the opposing factions, like there are way too many people for this small area here. And I get it, you can't just make a extremely large map for a city or for a multi. Holy shit. I should really concentrate here. I really hate these big AoEs. I really dislike that I can't really see what he's doing. Giant enemy problem. But I get it, like, you can't make Lanedale, like... Lanedale probably needs to be like 10 times bigger than it is right now in order to make sense. Or maybe even bigger. Probably bigger, but 10 times minimum or something in that ballpark at least, to make really sense. Which is fine, I guess. They have to compress things because otherwise, like, this playthrough, for example, would take like 50 million episodes to just go through one area. And, well, I'm kind of happy they're not doing that. But I'm also disappointed with certain things, right? Like, make things feel more alive. And I'm getting rid of this end time scenario that that this game is having right now. Right, everything is like the war is over. Everyone is zombie again for some reason. They've gone mad because of their mortality. I don't know what the cause is. Like, why are they zombified? Why are soldiers of Godric like these zombie-looking dudes? Why aren't they just normal people? Is it because they're immortal for so long that they are insane, or what is the reason behind it? It doesn't really matter. I don't like the reason. I don't really like the reason. I kind of wish like this game would play in the prime of this area, right? Where maybe even with a transition where the war is going on, but I can't, right now I can't really think of how they could do this effectively without time skips. Because surely you can't fight during the war and, well, it doesn't really matter. I kinda would like a game where it's not an endgame scenario. Where it's something different. Because this is like the 5th game where it's like an endgame scenario, or the 4th, I don't know if you count Sekiro. It doesn't really matter. But still, Elden Ring is awesome. Don't get me wrong, I'm bitching so much because I love this game. Right, and if you think that makes no sense, like, why would I, if I hated this game, or if someone hates the game, why would they criticize it so much? Like, if I really dislike this game, I wouldn't talk about it. Like, there are so many, and your argument might be, okay, maybe you're just disappointed and you want it to be good, yeah, but there's so many disappointing games out there, or so many games out there that are subpar, that are bad, where you can technically do the same thing, right? You're disappointed about this random ass game and it could be so much better. Every game can be better. But with Elden Ring in particular, I really like this game. I like the combat, I like the concept of I like the mythological aspect. It's my setting, I really like this setting, but I'm just saying, some mix-ups might be nice, some changes. It is basically their cookie-cutter concept, right? You have some land, like the Dark Souls land, like Lordran, like Drang Lake, like Lothric, right? You have all these different nations built on the same concept, right? A cycle. And Dark Souls 1, you play the cycle, right? You have two options, light or dark, right? These are the options in Dark Souls 1. And Dark Souls 2, they present you with another option, like, or do they? You can light yourself on fire again, rekindle everything. It's basically just two options. What are you doing? Light or dark? Dark Souls 3 you even had you had even more options, right? It was pretty nice, but it's the same concept. It's a cycle. You're at the end of the cycle. Do something about it, right? You are the one that can do something about it. There are quote-unquote other NPCs trying to do something similar, but they are all failing. Ultimately, you are the one who is deciding what new cycle you want to start. Same with this game. It's basically cycles again, just might be the first cycle out of the sun, right? The Elden Ring got destroyed. Now you do something with the Elden Ring. You put your runes together, how you would like the world to be, and that's the concept of this game. But it's again endgame scenario. Everything is endgame scenario. I really want to see their world building at its peak. And this is not at its peak. Like, the world in this game is awesome, but it's ultimately too small.
Oh, a pleasure to see you. A pleasure indeed. I am Gari, a great sage. In my day, anyway. I'd hoped to ask a favor when one of your ilk came along.
Of your ilk.
A strapping young tarnished, able to cross the scarlet swamp of Aeonia. Don't fret, I'll provide fine recompense. Should you accept, I will teach you the secret of Celia.
Yeah, the secret, you mean lighting these 3 flames, or how many there are. But yeah, let's do it.
To lend a hand, are you? I need your help to heal a certain young girl. Her name is Millicent. You will find her beyond Celia, resting at the church atop the cliff, stricken by the rotting sickness.
But this is something that I mean, right? You have this one NPC, for some reason, staying in this one area with this really broken down shack. Doesn't even shelter you from rain, really. Maybe just a little bit wind shelter from winds. He's just sitting here. He's doing nothing at all. And I talked to him. I had a choice. Hear him out or just go away. That's not a choice. Like, I don't have a choice in this quest line.
When the Erd Tree flourished, even the demigods could not stave off its effects, despite their nigh godhood. But Millicent's suffering can be ameliorated. For this, you are to find a certain needle. Seek the deep scarlet swamp of Aeonia outside Celia's bounds. The needle, made from unalloyed gold, is lost somewhere there.
How the fuck does he know that?
First, you must find the unalloyed gold needle. It's hidden somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Secret.
Don't care. Don't care, like... the fog looks really ugly. Purple fog. Alright. Let's just go in this mage area here, where there are a bunch of invisible mages shooting shit at me. Ooh, this is going to be... I don't like this area. It looks interesting. if not a bit bland, I must say. It tells a story, and that effectively, but it looks okay. The gameplay here is annoying as one gimmick, but mages aren't really fun enemies, I must say. Why are they invisible? Why are they attacking me? Are they mad too? Why can they still use their magic? Like, why are they even attacking me to begin with? What am I just because of gameplay reasons? Are there any good reasons for them to attacking me? Like, come on. And there's a dog. I don't like dogs. Stop shooting. Come on, these staggered shits. Holy shit. These staggered attacks are so annoying. Oh, you have to dodge this, but then you're getting hit by this one. Ugh. Ah. I'm sorry. This is a bitching episode, I think. I don't even know how I'm supposed to name this episode now. Bitching time or what? Is this a video where I'm just talking about negative, or it's not negative I would say, but I'm talking shit about this game, where I'm saying I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, and this would be a video that I really don't like to watch. I personally wouldn't like to watch this. But this is sadly the topic that I would really like to, that I really like to talk about. I really like to think about different ways to approach certain things, right? How do you approach an open world game like this? I really like talking about this. I really like to think about these things. And, well, if I'm bashing a game constantly because of that, like, I wish Elden Ring would be this way, then so be it. I still like talking about that. I hope there are some people that don't mind that. Again, I wouldn't play this game if I dislike it, or if I, yeah. But there are so many things where I just think like, lost potential, or why not do it like this, why not do it like that. There are some things that I just can't unsee once I've thought about it. Like, all the areas are too small. Like, there's no similar to Skyrim, really. Like in Skyrim every city was like 10 houses or so, maybe 15 if you're lucky. That's not a city. That's a small, very small village, or insert different word here. I know there is a word, but I don't know which one. I'm missing the word right now. Just a few houses. Oh, just a few houses here and there. Nothing special. And of course, you can't just put like the city would be as big as this area over here, something. But that wouldn't be fun. Having like 40 hours of, or 20 hours of gameplay or something ridiculous like this, just in a city. That's kind of boring. I want to see other stuff, right? But am I doing Celia now, or am I not? No, I technically don't know the secret of Celia. I don't know that I have to light all these different... Oh, I wanted to attack... I don't know that yet, so let's do the swamp. I think that's the plan for today. Stop bitching. Start bitching next episode, whenever that is going to be. Probably like in 2 or 3 days, maybe. Maybe. Definitely right on torrent here. There's this one thing here. So what I can do is stand around somewhere like here and wait for them to come to me, then do this attack that has a lingering hitbox while I'm holding it. Which side is it coming now? It should come this way. Am I missing it? Oh no, I'm not lucky. I wasn't really paying attention where it went initially. But I'm glad it turned out. But let's talk about Gowry. Like, I have no control over this quest with Gowry, right? Like, there's no choice that I can make. Sure, later on in the Harlech Tree area, I can decide all of a sudden to fight alongside Millicent or kill Millicent. But that's not really a decision. There's no substantial quest line change in there. It feels kinda... feels whack. Come on. When is the invasion going to start? Is it even starting? Oh yeah, it is. Unlucky. I kind of thought of something. I don't really get why Millicent is invading you here. Like, is she searching for the needle? Shouldn't she be too weak for that, or... I don't want to go there. I want to go to the set of grace. But why is she invading here? This feels so, like... this feels strange. Luckily I can summon here. For some reason. I'm not alone versus Millicent. She has this one cheating attack that you usually can't use with this weapon she's wielding. Come on, help me. Come on, focus the other one. Just for a second. Nice. Okay. Why so many different runes? That felt kinda random. Was this always the loot? But I really don't get why she's invading here. Am I missing something? Shouldn't she be too weak for that? Oh well. Let's kill this dude first. What you can do is you can use the bewitching branches on his summons. I don't know if this is a good idea here. Let's just... and I wonder, can I sleep him? I want to test this out. Good night, maybe? It's staggering him. How am I going to... Yeah, that's not worth it with these enemies. That's definitely not worth it. Was it the... excuse me. Yeah, I'm trading HP and FP for that. Oh, it's already there. Okay. Let me drink that. Let me quickly get rid of these two things in the quick bar. Oh, he's doing stuff. Okay. Yes, you can parry him. But I really should get rid of these dudes first. Even though my summon is doing a good work there. Ah, that was too early. And you can't parry this shitstorm here. Still Scarlet Rod, yes, good. Okay, well, he is occupied with my Banished Knight. I'm getting rid of this one first. Now we can fight again. till he summons again. No, not the shitstorm. I don't want to block it. Huh? Why do I always get the second one and not the first one? Oh, come on. Shitstorm again. Alright. Ah, there we go. Okay, he's still attacking. I wanted to do the weapon art, because he summons at some point again. Oh, this is the summon, okay. Punish him for that. They're so aggressive. Okay, shitstorm. Let's lure them in this direction. Or just die trying, apparently. I want to lure them. Okay, he's buffing. Good. What is he screaming there? I really can't understand him. Sounds like he's just saying glory brave or something. That's a very strange string of words. Where's this side of grace again? This direction, okay. So, do I want to clear the swamp? I somewhat want to clear the swamp, I think. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I don't want to fight any Clean Road Knights right now. You can farm them here if you want to have their armor set. But I don't want to. Do I have faith? No, I don't. Oh, maybe I probably have enough for their scythe, or maybe I don't. Meh, doesn't matter. The scythe is good, but the Halo scythe looks ugly in my opinion, but it's pretty good. I'm happy that scythes in these games are good. I'm really happy that the horse combat is somewhat good. Kinda disappointing that there are no horse combat bosses and that the horse combat isn't more complex, but so be it. It's a small gimmick. Why not? At least we have a horse this time. Well, I'm saying this time as there is a different game that needs a horse, but there isn't. So somewhere here is a decent staff in this building, I think it was. The meteorite staff. Where is it? How much do you need? 18. Can't even use it. Maybe I can't even use it with the talisman, I mean. Well, there isn't really a reason for me to use sorcery, because of the fact that sorcery is like 99% offensive, and the good thing about miracles or incantations is that these are status effect oriented or defensive oriented, like defensive spells and stuff. Sure, I could use ice spells, but well, maybe I could use ice spells. That might be a good idea. That maybe might be a good idea, I don't really know. I might put a few more points into intelligence, I think 2. Then plus the talisman that gives me +5 intelligence, and then I can use the staff. And if the ice spells aren't as intelligence hungry, like if I can use them with 18 intelligence, then you might have a deal. we might have a deal there. Because ice isn't there to deal damage, it's there to apply frost. What's it called? I wanted to call it Frost Blight. Because of Monster Hunter, but what is it called? Freezing? Just freezing? Just frost damage? Oh, really, what is it called? Frost build-up, simply? Do I have... I don't. Oh well. In Ionia, Celia understairs. I'm going to talk to Gauri now, and then I think that's it for this episode. Because now I want to know the secret of Celia. The secret that I don't know about yet. The very secret. Please let me go up here. I don't want to fight that guard dog there. I don't really want to fight the dog. That's a good boy. Not really. Looks kind of ugly.
You found
How do you know?
the gold needle. As promised, I've detailed the secret of Celia right here.
Right here. Where?
Go on. It's yours.
Oh, he can't just tell me. He has to give me a
Now let me have a look
letter.
at the needle.
Oh yes, needle. Delicious.
Well, this is a marvel indeed.
Indeed,
A
marvel.
true artisan, a meticulous, bold craftsman who grasps the essence of life. Can you give me some time with this? As well made as it is, it won't be much use snapped in half, will it?
I don't know. What are you even going to do with this needle? For me, it's just an unalloyed gold needle, made out of pure gold. So what?
Can you give me as well?
Yes, yeah, to take your time. I don't want that thing. At least I think I don't want that thing. Like, I don't know what this needle can do. It can stave off Scarlet Rot, I guess, maybe. But yeah, where is this letter that he couldn't just what? Examine using? That's not true. That's not examine. A piece of paper given by the sage Gauri. Oh, I have. Oh, okay. I have. These are Xbox controls. Right. I'm using. Okay, I'm using a PlayStation controller. Because the PlayStation controller has X as well, I kind of thought, oh, it's the X button. No, it's this one. Note given by Sage Gauri detailing the secret he promised. The town of Celia hides the source. What source? Light 3 flames atop the candle towers to break the seal. What source? It hides the sauce. Why not sauce? Like, why not the dipping sauce? Why is it the sauce? I don't know. Enough of that. So, well, that's the next episode. And next time we will continue with Celia, I guess. Now that is done. We are probably also talking to Rani. And then we might go down the well here and talk a little bit about this area down there. And maybe that's the episode, I don't know. But we will definitely do Rani's questline, we will continue Rani's questline, then we will go into the underground, do that area, the first one. Then Radan thingy here, Redman Castle. I think I need to think about this. There might be some roadblocks ahead, but we will continue Rani's questline. And that's that. So, thank you for joining me. And that's it from me. Until next time, and goodbye.